On a hot October night, young radio host Henrique Borges decided to climb the Whispering Mountain alone to broadcast a special Halloween show. Local legend said that voices echoed from the mountain, and those who tried to record them never came back the same. But Henrique wanted ratings, and the story was perfect. He set up his equipment in an abandoned wooden cabin and went live. The first half hour went smoothly until a strange buzzing pierced his headphones. It sounded like breathing, followed by a word whispered in an ancient language. Henrique laughed, assuming it was interference, but his listeners began sending panicked messages. "Who's with you? That's not your voice. Get out of there." He stopped laughing when he saw in the glass reflection of the booth a motionless silhouette standing behind him, and the signal could no longer be cut. Henrique turned quickly. Nothing. The shadow was gone. He tried to stay calm. "You guys saw something behind me? Probably just a shadow." But the chat was blowing up in panic. Listeners were posting screenshots. A woman with long black hair, gray skin, and dark hollow eyes. "She's staring at you. She has no mouth." Then came the buzz again, but now it wasn't in the headphones. It was coming from the walls of the cabin. Henrique pressed his ear to the wood. Whispers, dozens of them, crying, murmuring names, some screaming for help, all at once. The wood trembled. A trickle of blood ran down the wall. He tried to leave, but the door wouldn't budge. Outside, dragging footsteps approached the cabin. Then a woman's voice pierced the frequency. "Henrique, you called me." Her voice was soft, but each word felt like it tore through the wires, as if the cables were screaming in pain. Henrique trembled. "Who are you?" he asked into the mic, though he knew he didn't want the answer. Silence. Then the same voice replied, "You used to hear me when you were a child. Remember the nightmares?" Henrique collapsed. He remembered. That voice whispering in the dark when he was 6. The doctors called it childhood schizophrenia, but he always knew it was real. The lights flickered. In the corner of the room, a 1950s radio, unplugged, began emitting distorted laughter. The whispers multiplied, accelerating into a deafening chorus. Henrique begged for help, but all chat messages were now the same, from different accounts. "Are you listening to me, Henrique?" He tried pulling the cords, but the sound was now coming from inside the mountain. The cabin floor began to shake, like something trying to crawl up from below. Henrique frantically tried to shut down the equipment, but none of the buttons worked. The program kept streaming, by itself. The woman's voice now echoed from inside his head. "You locked me in, Henrique, but you came back and brought listeners." The walls creaked. From the wooden floor, pale skeletal hands emerged through the cracks, clawing at the room as if tearing through reality. On his monitor, thousands of chat messages repeated, "Are you listening, Henrique?" He realized the broadcast had become a portal, and the more people tuned in, the stronger she became. He was spreading the curse. Henrique wept. He tried cutting the cables with a pocket knife, but the metal melted on contact. The cabin now pulsed like a dying heart. The walls bled. The whispers turned to shrieks. Then, everything stopped. Silence. Not even his breath. He looked into the mic. "Is it over?" A final message appeared in chat from a nameless profile. "You are the last sound. Thank you." The stream's camera turned on by itself. For the first time, the audience saw her face, the woman with no mouth, long black hair, and empty eyes. Slowly, she approached Henrique, who begged silently, unable to speak. She touched his throat, and the screen went black. The transmission died. But that night, thousands of old radios across the country turned on by themselves, all playing a single phrase, "Henrique, now you are my voice."